The location of this Taoist temple is truly very remote, hidden behind winding narrow roads, flanked by dense rows of trees, with sunlight only filtering through in thin streaks through the lush green leaves. If it weren't for the address note tightly held in his hand, Bok Tu-chang probably wouldn't have been able to find this place, amidst the vast expanse of land and sky. A place seemingly forgotten by the hectic pace of life outside. The temple appeared in the sparse forest, not too small, but carrying a lonely appearance, tinged with the color of time. The traces of sun and rain were deeply etched on each tile, each wall. The large gate in front of it, once surely painted glossy black, now had most of its paint peeled off, revealing the faded wood underneath, speckled with green moss. The fence wall built with green bricks was now almost covered by moss and climbing vines, the ancient and wild features blending together, creating a scene both quiet and solemn. Bok Tu-kang stood silently in front of the Taoist temple, a trace of doubt rising in his heart. Why was there a Taoist temple in such a remote place? He thought of his master's instruction. You should go there. That place holds the clue you need to find. Could it be that Master Dao Chun had once been here? Or was there an even greater mystery hidden behind the moss-covered gate? Without letting his thoughts take over, Bok Tu-chang quickly moved toward the main gate. Standing closer, he realized the gate was not locked, just slightly ajar. He reached out and lightly knocked on the door. The knocking echoed in the quiet space, but inside it remained completely silent, without a single sound in response. After a few seconds of hesitation, Bok Tu-chang decided to push the door open and step inside. Stepping through the old gate, he entered the courtyard of the Taoist temple. The scene inside appeared simple and peaceful before his eyes. The courtyard was not large, with a small yard paved with green stones in the middle. Gentle sunlight filtering through the tree canopy, casting speckled patches of light on the ground. At the end of the yard, there were two rooms symmetrically positioned on the left and right, their walls stained with moss and age. Between the two rooms was a small main hall, where the Tamthan altar was solemnly placed, the incense smoke lingering as if still present somewhere, though no people were seen. On the left side of the yard, several clusters of flowers and grass are planted alternately, with peonies, lilies, and wild chrysanthemums blooming brightly amidst the lush green of the plants. On the right side, a stone table set along with a few gray stone chairs are neatly placed under the ancient tree trunk, covered in moss, seemingly untouched for a long time without anyone sitting to enjoy tea and admire the scenery. A small path paved with white gravel divides the yard into two sides, leading from the gate to the main hall, with each step on the gravel softly crunching. Bok Tu-kang was gazing at the desolate scene when suddenly, from the room on the left, the wooden door creaked open. He turned his head and saw the door slowly opening. An old man with silver hair, long white beard, slightly hunched back, slowly stepping out. The old man's eyes were kind but sharp, as if he had already noticed Bok Tu-kang's presence. Before Bok Tu-kang could ask, the old man burst out laughing, his laughter ringing crisply in the quiet space. "Haha, you've arrived, a bit earlier than I expected." The old man's voice was warm and familiar, containing a sense of experience, as if he already knew everything. Hearing that, Bok Tu-kang couldn't hide his surprise and paused for a moment. Already here? Earlier than expected? Could it be that this old man knew he would come here beforehand? A series of unanswered questions immediately flashed through his mind. The old man still kept a gentle smile, slowly approaching, his eyes never leaving Bok Tu-chang. The more he looked, the more Bok Tu-kang felt this face was very familiar, as if he had met it somewhere in distant memories, but for the moment could not recall. Seeing Bok Tu-kang's bewildered and flustered expression, the old man gently shook his head and smiled, asking, "Disciple, it's been 15 years since we last met. Don't you recognize your master uncle?" That tone, that form of address, suddenly seemed to unlock Bok Tu-kang's memories. He widened his eyes, astonished and unable to believe it, pointing at the old man. "Are you Master Dao Huan?" His voice trembled, mixed with excitement and disbelief. The memories of the past come back vividly. 15 years ago, when he was just a young man, he met Dao Huan every day on Mao Sun. At that time, although Dao Huan was already over 50 years old, he still maintained the demeanor of a strong middle-aged man with jet black hair and beard, bright eyes, and a face always beaming with a smile. He was not only talented but also charming, known as the friend of the women of Mausen, admired by many. Yet now, after 15 years apart, Master Dao Hun has changed a lot. Time has left its marks on his silver hair, his slightly stooped back, and the wrinkles at the corners of his eyes, but his smile, his eyes and his kindness remain as intact as ever. Bak Kong was moved, both joyful and sentimental. This unexpected reunion, in an ancient Taoist temple covered with moss, after so many years apart, stirred up countless memories, emotions, and nostalgia for the days of cultivation on the old Mao Mountain. The space of the temple became strangely warm, as if all the distances of time were erased in that moment of reunion.